The year was 1954. It was a time of post-war recovery and rapid modernization. The world was changing, and so were the people in it. At Haneda Airport in Tokyo, Japan, a plane landed, its engines roaring as it touched down on the tarmac. The passengers disembarked, each carrying their own stories and destinations. This particular flight brought with it a mix of travelers from all corners of the globe. Businessmen, tourists, and families, all converging in this bustling hub of activity. Among them was a man whose arrival would spark a mystery, a tale whispered among those who study the unexplained. He seemed like any other traveler at first glance, but there was something about him that caught the attention of those around him, a certain air of mystery that made people whisper and speculate. He was dressed like any other businessman, in a sharp suit and polished shoes. Yet his demeanor was different, almost as if he was out of place in this world. Observers noted that something about him seemed out of place. It wasn't just his appearance, but the way he carried himself, with an air of confidence that seemed almost otherworldly. He spoke several languages, including Japanese, but with an odd accent that no one could quite place. It was as if he was from everywhere and nowhere at the same time. His accent was peculiar, a blend of tones and inflections that didn't match any known region. This only added to the enigma surrounding him. This man, confident and well-dressed, approached passport control with an air of normalcy. He handed over his documents as if everything was perfectly routine.
He presented his passport, a seemingly ordinary document. The officer took it and began to examine it, expecting nothing out of the ordinary. However, the passport identified the man as a citizen of Taured. This was a country that did not exist on any map or in any records. I had never heard of such a country. The name was unfamiliar, and it piqued my curiosity. Where could this man possibly be from?
The officer flipped through his reference materials, searching for any mention of this place. He checked every book and document he had at his disposal. Despite his thorough search, there was nothing. No record of Taured existed. It was as if the country had been plucked from the imagination.
I was confused and a little suspicious. How could someone possess a passport from a non-existent country? It defied all logic. I asked the man to point out his country of origin on a map. Perhaps he was mistaken, or there was some misunderstanding.
Confidently, the man walked over to the map and pointed to a small area between France and Spain. He seemed certain of his claim. This is where he claimed Taured was located. He pointed to a spot that was clearly marked as Andorra on the map. The problem was, this area was clearly marked as Andorra. There was no mention of Taured anywhere on the map.
"This is Taured, I assure you," the man insisted, his voice unwavering. He seemed genuinely perplexed by the officer's confusion.
The officer was left bewildered, unsure of how to proceed with this strange traveler. The situation was unprecedented and baffling. Unsure of how to proceed, the officer called for his superior. The mystery of the man from Taured was just beginning to unfold. The immigration officers, baffled and increasingly suspicious, escorted the man to a private room. They needed to get to the bottom of this perplexing situation. They questioned him further, hoping to understand this strange situation. The man, calm yet firm, maintained his story.
"I'm from Taured. I traveled from there on business. My company has been operating internationally for years."
He showed them his passport, stamped with numerous entries and exits from other countries. The officers examined it closely. These stamps seemed genuine, further deepening the mystery. How could a passport from a non-existent country have such authentic stamps?
We showed him a map and pointed to Andorra.
The man grew agitated, insisting that Andorra did not exist. He was adamant that his country, Taured, was located there.
Taured has existed for over 1,000 years. It is a proud nation with a rich history. How can you not recognize it? This is impossible.
He seemed genuinely confused and upset that his country wasn't recognized. His frustration was palpable. As the interrogation continued late into the night, the man grew tired and frustrated. The officers were no closer to understanding the truth.
We decided to hold him overnight at a nearby hotel. It was the only option left. We placed him in a room with 2 guards posted outside the door. Security was tight.
The officers, equally perplexed, discussed the situation among themselves. They had never encountered anything like this before. They hoped to find answers the next day. As dawn broke, the mystery of the man from Taured remained unsolved. While the man rested, the officials continued their investigation. They searched for any information about Taured. They consulted with embassies, geographical societies, and government agencies, but to no avail. The country, as described by the man, seemed to exist only in his mind.
The next morning, we returned to the hotel to question the man further. However, we were met with an even greater shock.
The man had vanished without a trace. The guards stationed outside his door swore they had not seen him leave.
He was gone as if he had simply ceased to exist.
The officials searched the hotel and surrounding areas, but found no sign of him. The man from Taured, along with his mysterious passport and the enigma of his existence, had disappeared as quickly and inexplicably as he had arrived. The story of the man from Taured, though largely dismissed as a fictional tale, has captivated the imaginations of many. This mysterious figure reportedly appeared at Tokyo's Haneda airport in 1954, carrying a passport from a country that doesn't exist. Taured. Despite extensive questioning, the man insisted on the legitimacy of his homeland, baffling officials and sparking endless debates. It has sparked numerous theories, with some suggesting the man stumbled into our reality from a parallel universe. Others believe it to be a case of mistaken identity or an elaborate hoax. Yet the allure of parallel universes remains strong, drawing in those fascinated by the unknown.
The idea of parallel universes, multiple realities coexisting alongside our own, has been a popular theme in science fiction for decades. From the pages of comic books to the screens of blockbuster movies, these alternate realities offer a tantalizing glimpse into what might be possible. Some physicists even theorize about the possibility of such universes, where events unfold differently based on infinite possibilities. The multiverse theory suggests that every decision we make spawns a new universe, each with its own unique timeline and outcomes. Could the man from Taured have been a traveler from one such reality, a world where Taured exists and Andorra does not? This notion, while speculative, opens up a realm of possibilities that challenge our understanding of reality.
While intriguing, the concept of parallel universes remains highly speculative and lacks concrete scientific evidence. Despite the lack of proof, the idea continues to inspire both scientific inquiry and creative storytelling.
It's a fascinating idea, but until we have more proof, it remains just that, a theory. The scientific community remains divided, with some researchers dedicating their careers to uncovering evidence, while others remain skeptical.
And so, the mystery of the man from Taured continues to intrigue and baffle, a curious footnote in the annals of the unexplained. Whether a glitch in the matrix or a simple misunderstanding, the story endures, inviting us to ponder the nature of our reality and the infinite possibilities that may lie beyond. Section 5. Could it be true? Examining the evidence. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, some proponents point to certain aspects of the story as proof of its authenticity.
The man's detailed knowledge of Taured, his genuine confusion and distress, and the seemingly legitimate passport all add to the mystery.
However, skeptics argue that the lack of any official documentation or independent corroboration casts doubt on the story's veracity. No official records of the man's arrival, interrogation, or disappearance have ever been found. This lack of evidence suggests the story might be an urban legend, a tale passed down and embellished over time. Section 6. The power of a good story. Urban legends and our imagination. The story of the man from Taured shares many similarities with other urban legends.
These tales, often passed down through word of mouth, capture our imaginations and tap into our fascination with the unknown. They often involve mysterious events, unexplained phenomena, and a sense of wonder mixed with a touch of fear.
These stories persist because they offer a break from the mundane, a glimpse into a world where anything is possible. Whether true or not, the story of the man from Taured continues to circulate, finding new audiences and sparking debate about the nature of reality itself. Section 7. Fact or fiction, the elusive truth of the man from Taured. So, was the man from Taured a time traveler, a visitor from a parallel universe, or simply a figment of someone's imagination?
The truth, like the man himself, remains elusive. Without concrete evidence, the story remains in the realm of speculation, a tantalizing mystery that continues to fascinate and intrigue.
The lack of official documentation and the story's reliance on anecdotal evidence make it difficult to separate fact from fiction. However, the enduring nature of the tale and its continued presence in popular culture speak to our fascination with the unexplained and the possibility of worlds beyond our own. Section 8. The Enduring Mystery. Why we're still talking about Taured. The story of the man from Taured, despite its questionable authenticity, continues to resonate with people around the world. Why does this tale, with its lack of concrete evidence, hold such a grip on our collective imagination? Perhaps it's the human desire to believe in something beyond the ordinary, a yearning for a world where the impossible can occur. The story offers a glimpse into a reality where the boundaries of time and space might be more fluid than we perceive. Whether a true event or an elaborate fabrication, the man from Taured reminds us of the vast mysteries that still exist in the universe, mysteries that continue to beckon us to explore the unknown and question the very fabric of our reality.